Hello, everybody. My name is Richard C. Wilson, the founder of the Family Office Club, and I'm here today with Carl Fisher from Camaplan. Welcome, Carl.
Hey, Richard, thanks a lot. Great to be here.
Sure. So Carl and I have known each other for several years, and we're part of an investor club together, known each other's team members a little bit, and his firm specializes in serving thousands of investors with something called self-directed IRA investment options, as well as other types of accounts. I'd like you just to explain a little bit about Camaplan and also define what a self-directed IRA is for those who are not aware of it.
Sure. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, Camaplan was started by myself and my sister almost 2 decades ago because our family were in real estate and real estate investing. And when we found out that we could have tax-free income using real estate and other things that we knew and understood, we started using self-directed IRAs. It's one of the biggest wealth builders out there that just about everybody that has an IRA or 401k can use. So by doing that, we worked with a lot of different people. We had a pretty big network, and it eventually blossomed into us opening up our own company. And there's a really good definition of self-directed IRA on Wikipedia. I think it's about a page and a half. But in reality, what self-directed IRA, 401k, different qualified plans can do is it allows you to invest in anything pretty much except a few things that are disqualified. So you get to invest in real estate, you get to invest in notes, you get to invest in private placements. It's the only way that I know to get real diversification in your portfolio, plus investing in assets that you know and understand and feel are less risky.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense. One question I have is on the functionality of a self-directed IRA platform like yourselves, and then the investor. How can your platform help alert investment opportunities to the investor? How does that function? Do they need to go out and find their own investments, or how does that operate there?
That's a great question, Richard. I appreciate that. It's two ways. Basically, people will have the investments they know and understand, like my sister and I wanted to put real estate into our IRAs, but other people will know people that are in their business or assets that are out there, so they can use our platform to get tax-free or tax-deferred investments and whatever they want. Now, the other thing that we do is we educate people because everybody wants to be diversified. So we do have classes. We do bring in experts on different asset classes, as well as professionals to help you figure out how to do your due diligence, how to look at the risks associated with a private placement, how to do private lending, and we bring in different experts from around the country to help do that.
Sure.
Because we don't want people, taken advantage of.
Right. So obviously part of the benefit here is if you don't want all of your IRA to be invested in the stock market or public markets or by a wealth advisor charging fees to mostly, put you in publicly traded things, typically the benefit is that you can say, hey, well, I really believe in lending against real estate and getting an 11% return with a hard asset behind it, or I want to find that strategy, or I want to invest in an alternative private equity fund or a real estate sponsor or real estate development or whatever. That sounds like a very appealing thing, which is I'm sure why you've attracted thousands of investors to your platform. But what are some of the catches or restrictions, or what should people just know up front that you should stay far away from that would disqualify all of your self-directed IRA protection, or that is a stumbling block for some people who rush into it without doing their homework?
Sure. There's a couple things that are out there. One is prohibited transactions, and most of those prohibited transactions are self-dealing or dealing with family members. So you want to be careful if you're doing that. There are ways to do that, but people make mistakes on that. The other one they do is they think, oh, I'll buy a second home and live in it. You can't get any benefits from what your qualified plan purchases. So you can't have a second home You can't even use a rental property when it's not rented. So there are a few of those things. And then the other one is, doing deals with fiduciaries or partners. But it's pretty clear. The IRS makes a lot of that very clear. And my saying is, if you're not sure, and you still want to take the risk, set up a separate account. So that's the only account that gets, as you depicted, blown up or disqualified. And we have had some people do that, because one thing is these things don't go to court very often. So there isn't a lot of precedent out there.
Right.
So there is some gray area in certain attitudes, but we'll help you do that. We do a lot of continuing educations for attorneys, accountants, real estate agents and brokers, et cetera, to help them work through some of these areas.
Okay, great, awesome, appreciate that. And so the ideal client for this is a ultra wealthy investor or high net worth investor, or do you see people opening up accounts with as little as $20,000 in them, or what's kind of the practical level where this strategy makes sense and is common?
We see obviously high net worth individuals that utilize it. Everybody likes tax-free income, no matter what wealth bracket you're in. But we also have a lot of people that are starting out, and they can take $20,000, depending on their age, and keep increasing it by 25 or 35% with different deals like options. Some of them do flips on houses, or they'll do rental properties and keep adding to it. And they'll buy subject to. So we have 20 ways, we have a booklet, 20 ways to, for small investments to get out there. And then people will bring in their grandkids and sometimes partner up with them in a deal. Again, that's one that you need to do correctly, but that's a way to help, your future generation and establish a legacy. And it was even better up till a couple of changes in 2019 that just gave you 10 years instead of a lifetime. But it's still a great tool. And not only do you do it in IRAs and 401ks, but what else do Americans value? They love their health care and they love their education. So you have educational savings accounts that you can self-direct, as well as health savings accounts that you can self-direct. And if you're paying for your own insurance, I recommend the HSAs, because they are one of the best tax advantage plans out there, because the money goes in tax deductible and comes out tax free when used for medical expenses. So there's no other plan that I know of that's that good. So
right. Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up. And I've had a chance to go to the Cama Plan headquarters and meet with several members of Carl's team about a year and a half ago before the pandemic, which was great. And Cama Plan is spelled with a C. In case you want to check out camaplan.com and just reach out to their team for some of those resources, like those 20 ideas or anything else, whether you're someone who's on the capital raising side of things or the investor side of things. I've found their materials to be very helpful. So appreciate your time here today, Carl. Anything else to add before we sign off for the day?
Nope. If anybody wants to do it, I recommend they go to our award-winning website, camaplan.com. And thanks a lot, Richard. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to get together again after this COVID's over.
Awesome. Yeah, hopefully soon, hopefully this fall, but hard to predict the future these days. So we'll see.
For sure.
Take care.
Thank you.